We've been having a conversation with a Google expert because we've partnered with Google on how to get people online, get your business, getting more visibility, get your business opportunities both in your local market, your current market, and expanding your market opportunities as well. That's why we've been speaking with the Google SME lead for East Africa, Rosemary Momanyo Pio, who has been teaching us various things, tools that you can use that are available for free on Google. Now we started getting into a point where you can now take advantage of the platform that Google is, of the wide network that Google presents and brings to you, to even get your business seen. Yesterday, she taught us about advertising, and we started with search advertising, where if you go and search for my business, for example, Eric Latif is
Leather
this
shoes.
very big person who deals in leather, and not just any other kind of leather, from things like porcupines and crocodile and rat skin,
So you're a poacher.
such authentic and
So you're a
no,
poacher.
I've got all the licenses required.
So you say.
So you
Yep.
have licenses to make certain creatures extinct.
No. I have licenses to make use of certain creatures that die. So basically, back to the main part of the business. If you wanted to buy such kind of shoes and belts and handbags and any other kind of paraphernalia, you just go and search, and then I'll have put in my keywords there.
Latif's leather.
Latif's leather, Latif's handbags, leather shoes, porcupine shoes, rat.
Actually,
Such
I
kind
like
of
that.
rat.
Lattice rats.
Latif rat hats. I don't give a rat hat about what you think. So you search and search, and then my search results will bring in this amount of money that I've placed, because I'll appear up there as an advert on Google search. That's what Rosemary was teaching us yesterday. Mwalimu, did I get it right?
You did. You
Yeah.
absolutely did. Spot on.
The rat's heart is actually a very good one, right?
It is, yes. So in this case, Eric, your goal was to try and export your products outside of Kenya. And that was the goal on why you wanted to leverage advertising. And so just to give you another example of how that would look like, but this case, I'm going to use tickets to Diani. Okay. So I remember we discussed a little bit about, we've got 3 platforms: search, display, and video. So just to do another recap. So in this example, we want to travel to Diani for holiday, for example, and I type in tickets to Diani. And what you see here is the first result that showed up for me was an ad, right? And then the rest, we call them organic results, right? So this is a typical ad, and the keywords here were tickets to Diani. So just shows you in this case, it's a one-to-one conversation. I'm typing as a user, tickets to Diani. In this case, JumboJet are saying, Rosemary, we got you. Click here and learn how to get our tickets to Diani with JumboJet. That's the one-to-one conversation.
Great.
Now, when you talk about display advertising, which is now a little bit different, it's a one-to-many conversation. So in this case, what is display? Display basically is a platform that we have in partnership with multiple publishers across the globe. So, for example, Spice FM could be a publisher. You create content, or you might have a blog, or the Nairobian could be a publisher as well. So basically, if you are able to create content and allow us to then place ads on that content, we call you a publisher. So therefore, in this example, we are able to access at least 90% of people who are online who are browsing content on the various publisher websites. What you'll see, for example, are multiple formats of the various ads. So here are typical examples of the kind of formats. They can be text or they can be image. And so when I'm now reading content, for example, let's go to your example, Eric. I want to buy products and I'm in the US and I'm researching products for leather, right?
Yep.
So in this example, KCB have taken advantage of that opportunity and they have placed an ad on this website, reddit.com/leather. So I'm looking at leather comparisons and I see a KCB ad here. But this could have been an Eric Latif ad highlighting his rabbit hat, for example, not a KCB ad in this example. So it just shows that there's a wonderful platform to help you as an advertiser or a seller of your products internationally to create your formats of your ads and place them on publisher websites in multiple formats. Now, what to think about before you do this is, what do you want to achieve? In your example, do you want to sell more products? I think you wanted to sell your rat hat. Or do you want to build customer loyalty? Or do you want to try and drive engagement with your customers?
What is
Let me
customer
stop.
loyalty?
Good question. So, for example, I bought your rat hat and I really loved it, but now I want to buy your
Mongoose
snake skin
tail.
belt.
I have another. It's very good. It's a mongoose tail. It goes very well with the rat's hat.
Okay, there you go. So I love the product. I loved how you were able to deliver to me on time. I love the packaging. I even so that I can be able to sign up and get offers. So you put for me maybe buy your next order and get 10% off. Oh, why not?
Okay.
So now I have this mongoose tail product, and I want to now be able to create more loyalty with customers like myself. So you're building loyalty. So you're offering offers. You want to try and drive them to become repeat customers. And so you want to stand out as being different in your product offerings to this customer. Or you want to engage with customers. Or you want to increase and create for yourself brand awareness. You just launched this mongoose tail product, and now you want to create awareness of the product. How then do you do so? So you think about what do you want to say. Remember I said to be global, you have to speak local, right? So in what language do you want to be able to communicate this mongoose tail product to your customers? In what language?
Yeah.
Are you offering a deal or a discount that you want to highlight and dramatize in your communication? Then how should your ads look? What payment methods are you willing to offer in your target markets? What are your preferred requirements? Do you want to focus on just text ads? Do you want to do some video ads? Do you want to do some image ads? And then at the end of the day, what is the lead time to get your product from Nairobi to US or Germany or the UK? So you think about all of those elements, and then you put together your package on what you want to do. You want to achieve awareness. You want to talk in German, and you want to focus on image ads and text ads. The next thing you think about is fine. How then do I find the audience who are looking for mongoose tail products or rat tail products, right? So you think about where will I find them? I might find them in these kinds of websites, looking at comparisons of other products. So you'll be able to then to create for yourself an affinity group of people who are looking for that kind of product. Or you might say, I want to target people who are in this age group because they have the disposable income. My products are quite pricey. So probably I'm looking for people who are between 35 years of age and older. So you can target based on your age. Or you could say, my products are purely just for men, right? Elegant, sophisticated men. So you could say, Google, show me places where I can find elegant, sophisticated men who are 35 years of age plus. So we'll show you, okay, Eric, you can go to these kinds of websites. You'll find your elegant men in this age group who are looking for leather products. So you can go as granular as you want to help you find the audience
How does
and
Google
where they're
know
reading.
how does Google know that this website will reach elegant men and not the
Yes.
and
Not everybody else.
sophisticated?
But what I'm asking is, how will we know? How will Google know that you're not looking for a dating site?
So as I said, we have publishers, right? And our publishers tell us what content they're providing to us. So for example, we could say, I'm looking for sites that currently are selling leather products. So in this case, ready.com/leather is a leather comparison website. So I know for sure when I scroll down, I'll see leather products, right? So we're able to say, fine, categorize. If you're a publisher and you want to allow us to place ads on your website, define to us what content you're providing. And then what happens is we go into a revenue split agreement with the publisher that says, fine, in this example, I came here, I'm looking for leather products. And then if an ad is served on my website, what happens is I'm going to receive a revenue share from Google. So, for example, it could be 70-30, where I keep 70 as a publisher, Google keeps 30% of that, whatever the agreement of the amount is.
Okay.
But up front, you decide I'm selling leather products and I'm in the US and here is my audience. So we're able then to tell who are the leather publisher websites and who are the demographics. Because I can tell, if I go into this website, I can now be able to tell you who logged in and who browsed the content. Well, it was elegant men or it was people in this age group. So you can almost infer by their content who they are and what they're looking at.
Okay. So just basically, this is how come when we are browsing, I'm just, browsing on a random website, let's say the standard website, and I'm looking through, and I'll see some ads on the side, some pictures on the side, and these are just written ad. And it has it's clearly not anything to do with the kind of content that I'm reading. Or sometimes I'm actually even reading an international publication, let's say Forbes or the other, and I'll see a local ad and I'll ask myself, hey, this person is actually making so much money. They're advertising on Forbes. Kumbe, it's Google.
It's Google enabling that advertiser to advertise on Forbes. So as you can see in this example here, KCB are not in the US, they're in Kenya, but you can see a KCB banner on a US leather comparator website. So the KCB said, Google, help me find, I want to communicate the fact that I have this program to upskill the youth for better tomorrow. Just blast my advertising on these kinds of websites. I care more about people who are able to meet my requirements. They must be youth, or they must be women or men, and they should be browsing this kind of content. So blast my ad on these kinds of platforms.
Okay.
And over there, Google, don't put my ad on competitor websites.
Okay.
Because therefore, so you can agree on where you want your ad to show, and even say, don't put my ad on adult content websites, for example, to City's point. So you can limit where you want your ad to be seen. And you could also say, I want my ad to be seen on these kinds of platforms.
All right. Will it be the same as such, where I'll only pay if someone clicks?
Good question. So in this case, what you're seeing here is an impression, right? I can so in this case, I have the option just to quickly read what KCB is saying, or I can click here and then go to the KCB landing page, right? So in this case, there's two types of ways to be able to bill for display ads. It's called cost per 1,000 impressions. So we say, fine, you care more about building brand awareness. You don't want people to take an action to come to your website. You care about how many times was my ad shown on these multiple websites. So for every 1,000 times my ad shows, cost me something, charge me for that. So the format is a little bit different, that where in search it's cost per click, in display it's cost per 1,000 impressions.
Okay. So if they don't, if it's a 998 impressions, I will not pay.
No, it needs to get to 1,000 impressions, and then you get your first bill.
All right. If it's 1,005,
you pay for the first 1,000, and then you wait for the other 1,000 to come again to get your next bill.
I see.
Okay.
Still the same way of charging. I mean, of charging, just like you said in such. If depends on the region.
Yes. So it's called targeting. So you're able to say, fine, I want my ads to show to Kenyans and to people in the US and to people in Germany and to people in the UK. And I can say, fine, I want 80% of my budget to be spent on people who are in Kenya, and 20% can be split between US, UK, and Germany, a third. So you can decide for yourself where you believe your audience is. And because you probably spend a little bit more in the US, UK, and Germany because the cost per click is a bit higher, or the cost per person is a bit higher, you could limit and say, fine, when I spend 1,000 shillings in a day, stop. Let's begin again tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good insight there. I just like we said, practical makes it more understandable. We'll get to doing this practically, right? At some point.
Absolutely, yes. We can build we can create for us a dummy account and test your products and see if we can get an audience to buy your rat hat and your mongoose tail. Yes.
And rat tail. Ratatouille. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Rosemary Momanyi Opiyo. Have a good day.
And you too.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Bye, Titi. Bye, Drew.
Remember, you can get all this content, the conversations that we have with the Google expert, Rosemary Momanyi Opiyo, on our YouTube channel. This is Spice FM KE, and you'll know how to grow your business with Google. More and more conversations. If you have got any questions that you'd like to ask, tomorrow we'll open up the conversation for you, 0719-012-600, or Spice FM KE on YouTube, on Facebook, and Twitter.
This is The Situation Room, the only way to start your day.